I'm Tyler Karow. I was born and raised in Minnesota, a small town called Faribault, so just an hour south of the Twin Cities. And before I joined the U of M, I got my undergrad in chemistry at the University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minnesota, so just down the road. The reason why I chose Dr. Tretyakova's lab is because of all the really interesting research that's going on, as well as the fact that she has her fingers in a lot of different pots, so to say. So there's a lot of opportunity to learn new techniques in really up-and-coming research. I just started in the lab and I'm still getting used to and learning Dr. Tretyakova's advising style, but at least right now she has been giving me a lot of freedom to explore new techniques and new opportunities while still maintaining kind of the overall picture and pushing you towards the end goal of your research and the end of your PhD, and really just trying to get the most and the best work out of you as a researcher. The focus of my research is across both medicinal chemistry as well as chemical biology, and specifically in the field of epigenetics. And what I'm doing is working on creating small molecules as probes for a family of enzymes called 10-11 translocation dioxygenases. And the reason why this is important and the research is important to me is because that family of enzymes is very commonly dysregulated across many different types of cancers. So having probes will help us further understand what's going on in these different cancers. My family does have a background in having cancer, so creating new probes and finding new ways to understand how we could better treat cancer or better understand cancers and help improve health outcomes for patients is just very important to me. The research environment in Dr. Tretyakova's lab is very collaborative. Everybody stops in, talks to one another. We just kind of hang out. Always jokes flying across the lab, so it's a good time. Collaboration in the lab, especially in my project, is pretty big. So there's other people in the lab that are working on pharmacokinetics, so more of the kinetic aspects of this research, and then another one of the lab members is working on coming up with a faster assay to get data for our project. So yeah, working across the lab with different people is very, very common and something that I do a lot. Right now I'm doing mostly organic chemistry, and then as this project progresses and I create the small molecules, I'll start delving into the biochemistry side of things. The first steps in my synthesis of these probes hasn't gone the best, so right now just trying to understand what's going on with those reactions and then potentially making changes to make the reaction go more smoothly. When I was applying to grad schools and specifically graduate programs, one thing I noticed that really made my decision to come to the University of Minnesota was all of the resources that they have for graduate students. There's a number of different workshop series and seminars that they put on for the grad students, as well as a career fair and bringing in outside companies so where you can potentially get a job offer or anything like that. And this all happens before you graduate, so you're set up and you know where you're going even before you're finished here. My wife is from Chicago, and we are hoping to move back to Chicago after I'm done at the University of Minnesota and working in industry in Chicago, specifically hoping to do things with small molecule drug discovery or cancer therapeutics. So why others should consider joining? I think for Dr. Tretyakova's lab, this really comes down to her desire and willingness to push the students and the researchers in her lab to become the best researchers and scientists that they can be, as well as really facilitating collaboration across not only the lab, but outside groups within the university and potentially groups outside of the university or even internationally. There's just a lot of opportunity, and it's a great place to grow and become a mature scientist.